Hello, welcome to your 30-minute mindful slow flow. This is a gentle yoga class for all levels intended to help bring you relaxation and more awareness into your practice. We're going to begin Reclined today, so go ahead and make your way on your back. Come into Reclined butterfly pose, bring the soles of the feet together and let the knees fall out wide. You have the option to bring the heels closer in towards your torso to really feel the stretch in the hips. Or if this feels too much for you, you can always slide the heels further away from your body or straighten the legs out entirely in Shavasana. Rest your arms wherever they're most comfortable, maybe on the thighs, the belly, or you can place your left hand over your heart and the right hand over your belly. Now close your eyes and simply begin to bring your attention to your physical body. Feel the weight of your legs, your arms, and feel your entire backside body sinking into the ground. Take note of how your muscles feel. Slowly scan your body from your head all the way down to your toes. Try to relax your face, your shoulders, your hips, and your knees. And then begin to connect to your breath. Feel your inhales and exhales within your body. Feel the movement in your chest and your belly. And we'll set an intention for our practice today, an intention to move slowly, to move with care and ease, to restore the body and the mind. Take a couple more deep, full breaths here. With your next breath, gently bring the hands under the thighs if you're in reclined butterfly. Draw the knees together and plant your feet flat on the ground. Next, bring your hands on top of your knees and lift your feet up off of the ground. Straighten out your elbows and then begin to draw circles with your knees. So as you inhale, draw the knees apart and out wide. Exhale, hug the knees into the chest and then extend them straight out in front of you. Continue to find these circles on your own. Move with your breath. And then reverse the circles, move in the opposite way. Simply observe how this feels for you. Next, drop your left foot down on the mat. And then extend your right leg long. Interlace your fingers and wrap it around the back of your right thigh, or maybe your right calf. Start to hug the right leg closer in towards your body to get a hamstring stretch. Relax your shoulder blades down into the ground, and we'll hold this here for about 30 more seconds. If it feels good, you can start to roll out the right ankle. Come back to stillness. And then if you'd like to deepen the stretch, you can extend your left leg long, grounding down through the left heel, keeping the right leg straight and lifted. And then from here, slowly bend your right knee, hugging it back into your chest. Bring your left hand to the outside of the right knee and extend your right leg long. Come into a supine twist, bringing your right knee across the body all the way over to the left side. Keeping the eyes closed, chin towards your right shoulder. Allowing your shoulder blades to melt down towards the ground, begin to breathe into your low back. Prepare to transition out of this twist by bringing your head back to center and hugging your right knee back into your chest. Plant the right foot flat on the ground and then extend your left leg long. Interlace your fingers around the back of your left thigh. And just go as far as you can, feeling the stretch in the back of your hamstrings. And again, if it feels good, you can roll your left ankle around a few times. And the option to stay here, or you can extend your right leg long, grounding down through the right heel. Maybe hug your left leg closer in towards your torso. And continue to connect to your breath. So really focusing on your inhales and your exhales. From here, bend your knee, hug your left knee into your chest. Bring your right hand to the outside of your left knee. Take a big breath in as you extend the left arm out wide. And then as you exhale, come into your twist, bringing your left knee across the body all the way over to the right. Gazing over to the left, relaxing your shoulders down into the ground. And with your next breath, slowly bring your head back towards center and then hug your left knee back into your chest. Hug your right knee into your chest as well, wrapping your arms around your legs, and then bring your forehead towards your knees, coming into a ball. We'll slowly start to rock up and down, so bring your hands on top of your knees, finding some momentum as you rock up and down, massaging out the spine. And on your next rock, come all the way up. We're going to come into a yoga squat malasana. So bring your heels in and your toes out. Sink your hips down. Knees are bent. You can keep the hands down on the ground for more support. You can also always place a blanket underneath your heels for more support. Otherwise, if your heels touch the ground, bring your hands together at the heart. Gently press the elbows against the inner knees. Getting a stretch in both of the hips here. Keep the spine nice and tall. Take a couple more deep breaths. Think of rooting down through the feet, growing tall through the spine and through the crown of the head. Shoulders relaxed. And with your next breath, gently bring your hands down to the ground if they're not yet there already. Slowly start to lift your hips all the way up to come to stand. We'll come into Ragdoll pose. Cupping your elbows with your palms, let the upper body hang heavy. You can bend your knees as much as you'd like here. Try to keep the weight even between the heels and the balls of the feet. Close your eyes. And just depending on how you're feeling, you can either find stillness here or you can gently sway from side to side. Maybe shake your head no, nod the head yes. Make sure you're not holding on to any tension in the neck. And then slowly release your hands back down to the mat. Step back into downward facing dog. Grounding down through the hands and the feet, hips lifted up high. Body in an upside down V shape. You can either stay here or you can start to pedal out through the feet, bending one knee at a time, stretching out the back of the legs. Continue to let the head and neck hang heavy in between the arms. And then press your heels down towards the ground. Take one more breath. And then step your left foot to the top of the mat. Drop your back knee to come into a low lunge. Press your hips down towards the mat. Gaze out in front of you. Preparing to come into lizard pose, start to heel toe your left foot towards the outer edge of the mat. Bringing both hands inside of the left foot. We'll be here for about a minute, so you can either stay here on the hands, or if it's in your practice, you can gently lower down onto your forearms. Feel free to take your time, there's no rush. Focus on where you feel the stretch the most here. And as you begin to settle into this stretch, try to let go of any lingering tension in your muscles. Let your body become completely relaxed and completely still. Focusing on your breath. If you're lowered down on your forearms, slowly begin to prepare to come all the way back up, pressing yourself up onto the palms. Coming into Pigeon Pose, bring your left hand to the outside of your left foot and start to slide your left foot towards the outer edge of the right side of the mat. Press your hips down. Your back leg is straight behind you, coming up high on the fingertips to open the chest. And you can either stay here in an upright pigeon, or if you'd like a more restorative variation, you can come into sleeping swan by coming into a forward fold, maybe coming down onto the forearms, resting your forehead down against the mat or against your hands. And try to soften your belly here. Breathing into the backside body, breathing into the left hip. If you're in a forward fold, slowly begin to lift yourself back up. Shift your weight onto your left hip and then turn to face the long ways of your mat with your left knee bent and your right leg straight. We're going to come into a side body stretch. Bring your right arm inside of your right leg. As you inhale, start to hinge towards the right side. And as you exhale, lift the left arm up and over, reaching your fingertips for your toes. Feeling a deep stretch all along the left side body, creating space in between the ribs. Staying rooted down through your sit bones. Take a few more breaths. As you inhale, come all the way back up, straightening out the spine. Cross your ankles, plant your hands. Lift your hips, turn to face the opposite side of your mat, come into downward facing dog. Take a breath here. And step your right foot forward, drop your back knee down, coming into a low lunge. Find your foundation, press down into the right foot. And then we'll come into lizard pose. Bring your right hand inside of your right foot and start to inch your right foot towards the outer edge of your mat. Start to press your hips down, feeling that stretch in the front of your left hip. Keep your chest lifted. And then if you'd like to, you can lower down on the forearms. Wherever you are, whatever variation you choose to take, close your eyes and begin to come back to your breath. Remembering that it's not about how far or how deep you can go into a pose. It's really about how it feels in your own body. Challenging yourself, but also giving your body space to relax and enjoy the pose. If you've gone too far into it, know that you can always come out of the pose. And you don't have to do the same thing on one side that you did to the other. Oftentimes we may find that one side feels different than the other, and one side might need something different. So just listen to your body here. If you're on your forearms, slowly lift yourself back up, coming onto your hands. And then we'll come into our pigeon pose. So start to heel toe the right foot towards the left side of your mat. Press the hips down. Lift the heart forward. Keep the hips squared here. Back leg extended behind you. Either staying upright, or if you'd like a more restorative variation, you can come into sleeping swan by walking your hands forward and lowering over the right leg. We'll be here for a minute. Enjoy the stretch. If you're in a forward fold, gently begin to prepare to lift yourself back up. Coming up onto the hands, lifting the chest. And then roll over onto your right hip, turn to face the long ways of your mat. Right knee is bent and left leg is straight. Coming into our side bend stretch. Left arm will rest inside of the left leg. Inhale, reach the right arm up and over. Exhale, fingertips reaching for the toes. Make sure you're not collapsing in the chest. The heart stays open. Take one more breath here. And then on your next inhale, slowly start to lift yourself back up. Next, we'll come into butterfly pose. Bring the soles of the feet together, open the knees out wide. Then again, you can draw the heels closer in towards your body to deepen the stretch, or you can slide the heels further away. Wrap your hands around your ankles. Ground down through your sit bones, lengthen through your spine. And then as you exhale, begin to slowly hinge from the hips, lower in between the legs, just going as far as is comfortable for you. Coming back to the intention that we set at the beginning of class, moving with ease. Relax your upper body, soften your jaw. Notice where you feel this stretch, maybe in the hips, the inner thighs. With your next breath, slowly lift yourself back up. And then extend one leg at a time, preparing to come into a seated, wide-legged forward fold. Ground down through your heels, readjust your sit bones if you need to, tilting the pelvis forward slightly to keep a tall spine. With your next exhale, start to walk your hands out in front of you, hinging from the hips to come into your forward fold. Let go of any effort in the body here. Let your upper body relax, and let go of any tension in the feet and the toes. Just letting your body naturally relax. On your next inhale, slowly start to prop yourself back up. Slide your legs towards each other, and then cross your ankles. Bend the knees to come into a comfortable cross-legged seat. Rest your hands where they're comfortable. Soften the shoulders. And we'll end with just a few neck stretches. So just begin to roll out your neck, slowly moving the head gently in one direction. Then moving in the opposite way. And once you're ready, bring your head back to center. Stacking the head over the heart and the heart over the pelvis. With the eyes closed, just take a moment here to observe how you feel, both physically and energetically. Take a moment to find gratitude for coming onto your mat and practicing today. Finding gratitude for your body and all that it allows you to do. And of course, finding gratitude for the breath. Bring the hands together at heart center. Find a slight bow of the head. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me for this mindful slow flow yoga class. I hope that you enjoyed this sequence. If you did, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below letting me know how it went for you. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next class soon.